Scrapbookers, it's Katie Scott, and you probably already know that because I filmed the intros after I do the whole layout so you can see what it is. So this is actually before I've made it, so I have been thinking that I haven't done a lot on my silhouette lately. I think I need to replace the blade because the cuts don't always seem super awesome, and it feels like I just replaced it, so I don't know, a little annoyed about that. But let's see. I use this ugly, ugly, ugly. Remember that? This is all from my DIY kit. So that was some of that use it or lose it paper. Although this side of the paper, I will say, is pretty groovy. Says awesome. And I don't know what this layout is going to be about yet. Maybe it'll be about, like, you know, sunrises and sunsets. I don't know. I have a feeling I'm going to have trouble with the finding pictures, you know. I wish that came out a little better. It's not, I don't know if you can see it, but there's the edges are a little rough. It's frankly not awesome. Even though it says it is, it's misrepresenting itself. I cracked myself up. Okay, so I did want to play with the idea of lots of one shape across the page. And so I got onto my silhouette, and you can duplicate, like I didn't have a border that was, I wanted a border with little strips in between to go all the way across with diagonal or with diamonds. And I couldn't find one in the Silhouette store, which I really think the Silhouette store is hard to navigate. It's hard to really find awesome stuff. It's easy to find a lot of stuff. It's not easy to find the good stuff. You know what I think you know what I mean. So I type in diamond and diamond border and everything else, and I couldn't really find one that had little margin lines, like consistent margin lines in between. And I can make the shapes in my silhouette but right up against each other, but I don't know how to make a consistent margin. So I can move the little, like I can ungroup the shapes and then move them around, but then try to get them all consistently margin, and I don't know how to do that. If you know how to do that, leave a comment, because I would love to know. Seriously. That's, I would really like to know that. Okay. So I don't think we're going to use that as a background paper. Might just use white. Let's see about this one first. No. I kind of want that to be black. Let's try it with just a contrasting color. Nah. It should be black, right? Yes. I don't really have a piece of black cardstock that's full, like the full thing. So, and I don't think I really want to use these polka dots, so I am going to have to go and break my rule of going into my stash to get a different piece of cardstock. And if you're thinking, why doesn't she do that beforehand? Well, because I try to record my videos in real time, so I don't have a plan going in. So you see the entire process. So I've walked across the room to look for something that might work. And I might have found something. Okay, you're gonna laugh. But there's this paper, which is a nice consistency, but am I ever gonna use this? No. and roll. I'm not. So there you go. So yeah, I think it's going to be, I'm just going to put it over. Oh, this is totally not going to work. See if I can do it like this. If I did it like this, and then just butted these all the way up, then I could just easily put different pattern papers in here, in these things, and then I can border it and border it. I think that will work. Let us do that. So I'm going to use some glue stick. So I don't have a plan going in, just winging it. And when you put it down with, when you adhere with a glue stick, you know, you've got to kind of commit. It's just something I think is a good idea. To pick it and stick it. And then stop worrying about that decision and then move on to the next decision. So that's a concept from improvisational comedy, which I didn't take a big long class. I just took like I think it was an 8-week class a couple of years ago now. So I'm probably rusty, but there's a couple of podcasts that you can listen to that are about, not, like there are some podcasts that are like people doing improv comedy, but that's not really what I'm talking about. There's a couple of podcasts that tell you about the process of it, and that's interesting to know. Hold on, I got a visitor. Scared them away. I didn't, they just left before. Alright, so that says awesome. And this is going to be covered up, so just imagine that. Okay, now I want to play with these things, and I'm going to, oh, that would be so funny if I used them like that. But I think before I really commit to much more of a color scheme, I want to pick my photos. So it could be this. It might be that. These are some photos that were from our spring break last year. That's way funny. I don't know if this is the picture or not. It might be. Oh, I like that too. I think that's going to be my picture. Yeah, what do we think? Yes, let's commit to that. Okay. I'm going to trim. So I've got some weird little borders on this photo, but I actually think they work for my purposes here. So the photos, what am I trying to say? The little bits in there, I could just use these, right? And maybe I'll use some of those. So the way I'm going to do it is, how am I going to do it? Okay, here's some of my ugly stickers. These stickers need to go. But before they do, we're just going to use the back here to be my gluing mat. But otherwise I'm going to put those in my to donate pile. I'm never going to use those. It's true. So the way that this is going to work is just going to glue the diamond and then kind of put it on the opposite side of where, yeah, I want it to go, like this, and then just cut. And you're like, that seems like a long process. Couldn't you just cut on your silhouette? Yeah, but you know what? I need to change the, that, what do you call it? The blade. I need to change the blade. So I think that International Scrapbooking Day, I think they call it INDS now, is coming up on May 2nd, I want to say. And Get It Scrapped, I know, is having a live crop. So I think this is going to be actually pretty cute. It's going to be cute. I think I'm going to like this. Let's use some scraps if we can. Oh, these are getting kind of little. Maybe not that little. So, yeah, there's a live crop at Get It Scrapped. That's free, even if you're not a member. So if you're kind of on the fence about, like, you know how I'm on the fence about signing up for a kid club? Well, if you're on the fence about signing up at Get It Scrapped, a good time to kind of check it out is, and there are some free classes and stuff like that there. I'm sure there are. I don't know exactly which ones they are, but I know she's got some free stuff, so you can kind of sample it before you commit. And anyways, if you go to Get It Scrapped on National Scrapbook Day, there's going to be a live crop there, like, pretty much all day long. And it's fun, and it lasts like all day long, like all time zones. They run it for a really long time. And I will usually pop in over there, but honestly, it's like, for some reason, it's like too many things for me to do at one time. So I know I make these videos where I'm scrapbooking and talking, like I can walk and chew gum, but for some reason, but I'm just giving you a big long monologue, you know, not following along with a conversation. But when at the Get It Scrapped chats, it just depends. Sometimes I do better if I'm just listening in and then just commenting in the chat. There's like a chat message board. I like to do that instead of just talking the whole time, but there's a couple of folks who talk a lot, and that's good. It's good to have somebody who is talking a lot, because then you can kind of, you know, zone out and listen. But yeah, if I have to talk too, it's like too much for my brain to do scrapbooking and talking and listening. I can do scrapbooking and talking, but not scrapbooking, talking, and listening, I guess. The brain can only do so many things, apparently. Oh, I like this. This is fun. Ta-da! I could just do like the little gap that way, although they're just butted right up to each other. I could still do it though. Huh. I'm not sure if I'm gonna. It's possible. So yeah, there's that on National Scrapbook Day, and then I think also the Digi Scrap Geek podcast, which is run by Carrie Eric. I think she's doing something. I don't remember exactly what, but I think she is. And I also think that's some kind of a live crop. Other than that, I don't really know what's going on for National Scrapbook Day around the internet. But I'm sure there's all sorts of things. I used to like to go to 2Ps in a Bucket, which was an online scrapbooking store, and they would have challenges, and that was a lot of fun. So I think I'll miss that. Maybe they'll have some challenge. I should put a suggestion in over there at Get It Scrap that there should be challenges, like hourly challenges. I think big picture classes used to do that too. And maybe they still do. I don't know. I haven't kept up with them since they changed their model. And that was the topic of one of the last paper clipping roundtables, is how so much is going to the subscription model. And I think Big Picture kind of lost me when they did that. And I'm not against subscriptions, but it's just like one more thing to keep up with. And yeah, I think you do have to do a bit of picking and choosing. Hold on, back. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Just two more. Can't tell if my husband wants to go on the boat or not. It's a kind of a rough day here. But it must be a good fishing day, because there's a ton of boats out there fishing. But we don't really fish. I mean, and when we do, we're not very successful. We're not very good fishermen. And then neither one of us would want to cut up the... Neither one of us would be into that part of it. The, cutting up of the fish. Okay. And after working with this color palette, this is, I think, my 7th layout, I'm kind of ready to move on to the next color palette, but I'm going to make myself stick with it and do, the 9 that I committed to. But my next color palette is definitely going to be like these Heidi swap cards, right? And then this Serendipity Dear Lizzie. That's my next one. I really think that imposing a challenge to myself for scrapbooking is like such a good way for me to get it done. Because otherwise I kind of flounder around kind of a lot. Like, what do I do? But if I have like a mission, then it's like really easy. Then I can totally get a lot done. And I also think this little exercise is going to be successful in helping me purge, because I know now that there is really no reason to hold on to the big, ugly, basic gray pattern papers from the past. I'm not dissing basic gray. Still using basic gray, but the old, you know what, like these old, hold on. I got rid of like the ugliest one, I think. Let's see if I can find another ugly one. Well, I can't. Like this old stuff that I think I'm going to use, I'm not going to use that. So I can unload some of that. And this. So let me just show you. I just keep a little bin near my desk that's in an old priority mailbox, and then I just put in like just random stuff, you know. And then once this gets full, I will usually I'll take the stuff out and put it in a bag and then give it to one of my son's friends from school. One of the girls that are not girlfriends, mind you, just friends. But that way they can, you know, I can pass it on. Somebody is thrilled to have it, and I'm thrilled to get rid of it. I'm going to get rid of these too. I know, but I haven't used them. They're old, and yeah, let's see if I can use them on this layout. A couple of them, and then we'll say goodbye to the rest of them. But let's lay these down first. And so this is going to fold back together, so the glue isn't going to bother anybody. So I'm resisting temptation to two things. Sign up for a kit club. And not as a subscription, but just to get like one kit and have it sent to me and see how I like it. I'm resisting that temptation. And then I'm also resisting, what is that? Oops. I don't know what that was. It seemed like it was food, but I haven't had any food here. Looking up at my ceiling to see if anything has dropped. I don't know what that was. It's kind of creeping me out now. I don't know what it was. Anyways, I say a lot. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah. Once you try to not to say something, then you say it even more. That totally happens. And then I'm also resisting the temptation to go down to my local scrapbook store, Whimsidoodle, and look at all the groovy new stuff they've got. So they've got like the new Dear Lizzie, I think it's called Findin' Dandy. I know it has Dandy in it. I used to have a dog named Dandy. That's kind of why I remember that. But do I need more stuff? No. We all know this. I don't. That's a no-brainer. No, I don't. So, yeah, I'm trying to resist all those temptations of getting more stuff. It's a weird little sickness, isn't it? Okay, I think I would just want to trim. I want to trim this photo down just a tiny bit, not a ton, just so you can see those diagonals just a little bit more, and maybe I'll trim it this way too, although I do kind of like those, whatever you call them, the black on the edge, which I don't know what that's from, but I kind of like it. Maybe it was an Instagram photo that I then, let me just see. I'm going to cut them off. I just want to make this photo a little bit smaller. There we go. It's going to go there. It needs a little mat though. A tiny little mat. Look at this stuff. Yep, I know. It's crazy. See, I just want a little black mat, but I don't think that's gonna... Maybe if I just trim it a little bit more, it'll work. Yeah, that works well enough. It sounds like we have visitors downstairs. I should maybe go and check that out. Like, it sounds like more than just my mother-in-law. My mother-in-law lives next door, so she's over here all the time, which is a good thing. I'm glad to have her. But I think it's more than just her. So if it is, I should probably go check that out. All right, before I change my mind on this, I'm going to stick this down too. Have you noticed I've been like doing okay with these things? I didn't say great, but okay. Oh gosh, as soon as I said that, I'm like jinxing myself. Is it over? Oh, totally jinxed myself. Seems like there's more. Yeah, I cannot believe I just did that. I said, oh, hey, look, I'm actually figuring this out. And then as soon as I said that, what's the, is it over? I can't even. Right. I'll be back. Hi, Scrapbookers. I'm back from lunch. I went to lunch with my husband, and then when we got back from lunch, he didn't eat, by the way. He's like, you want to go to lunch? We go to lunch, and he doesn't eat anything. And then we get back, and he says, I'm hungry. It's like, really? And not only that, my son totally barricaded, like, the front door. Like, I put a picture of it up on Instagram. It's kind of funny. Okay, so we have this layout that we're working on, that I'm working on, and you're listening to. Okay. So, I guess you can rip these, huh? Something I needed to go like this. Do you just rip them? Is that the deal? I kind of want to cut it. So this is like canvas. It's called Fab Ribs. Sticky fabric strips. I'm thinking it would be cute along the bottom here. Maybe. Maybe that would be. Let's see if I cut that big enough. I don't know if I did. Yeah, I think that works. Alright, so I think I cut it actually a little bit too much, so I'm just gonna wonky cut that. Goes like this. And what I want to make sure of is that this isn't, yeah, I don't think it will be. I don't want it to be so you can see through it. My son did say that word. What do you call it? Opacity. I want to make sure that the opacity is such that you can't see through it. Yeah. See if that will work. And I didn't get it completely straight on the bottom. Oops. So it was my mother that was over earlier. So funny, she didn't call or anything. She just came over. And I wasn't expecting her. So I walked downstairs and I expected to see my mother-in-law. And my mother was there. I was like, oh, hey. She was just about to go, like without even coming to see me. Okay. I think she likes to get advice from my husband. And she asks for advice from me, but she never takes it. It's true. So she did ask for advice while she was here. And, yeah, I betcha. Anyways. She won't take it. There we go. So there's the bottom, and now I just need to cover up the top. Actually, the top isn't bad with that black up there, but I probably just want to do a little strip in between. Maybe we can do it like this. Let's switch it. Yes, let's do that. I almost want to take a nap today. I should shut my door. Yeah, that was my son. He was asking his dad, can I turn the lights on now? Because my husband was replacing a light fixture. And so he comes in and says, if you turn on this switch, then you will electrocute me and I'll die. And I'm thinking, you should put a tape over that switch so no one forgets. So we did. Anyways, I made him pad thai for lunch. And we went to Tijuana Flats and I had tacos, which I love. Love tacos. Okay. Awesome, right? I think no, that's not gonna work for letter wise. Need a different set here. You know what? I'm gonna do some more work on it and I'll come back and show you what I did. I'm not feeling especially talkative, so I feel like I'm kind of blah. Okay, so I'll do some and then I'll just show you where I've gotten. But that's where I am so far. I'll be back. Hi scrapbookers, so I finished it and I just did some journaling up here, a little bit here and then a little bit over here. And I think that's all I did. I don't remember what I did before. I might have added these little stickers. And then that's it. So the journaling says, gotta say, this was one of my favorite parts of Spring Break 2014, exploring the Springfield Art Museum where I'd gone with Grandpa Allen 18 years ago. And then this says, happy to sit and sketch. Peace. Art and drawing was a favorite childhood hobby of mine, so I'm happy that both of my kids love to make art. So that is it's not a sketch, it's just a layout. But it's done. It's number 7. So I've got 2 more to go. And I'm kind of looking forward to finishing using this kit and then starting another one. This is fun. I think this is the way I should scrapbook. Is I should always do like a little series for myself because I seem to get more done that way. Okay, I'll be back with another video and another layout. 2 more to go. Okay, thanks for watching.